So let's take a deep breath in. Let's ground all of your chakras one by one. So base chakra, getting rooted. Sacral chakra, getting rooted. Solar plexus chakra, getting grounded. All three human chakras connected to the earth, grounded and centered. Clear intention, I, the incarnated being, am present, grounded and centered. Now let's bring the thread from your crown chakra and your third eye and your throat chakra connected to your heart center. I, the spiritual being, am present in my compassion for self and others. And from your heart center, let's get grounded and earth your compassion. I am present as a being of compassion for self and others. So all of your primary chakras are now earthed. And I, the being, am centered. Make sure that they are all open and active. And there in your mind's eye, I want you to imagine a large cage. Make it larger than life, larger than you. Make it as big as possible. Make the bars as strong as possible. And if you like, just for decorative purposes, you can make it a golden decorative cage. Give it as much beauty as you like. It doesn't matter how beautiful it is still a cage. And I want you to be able to see the spaces between the bars as clearly as possible. Let the cage shine, but see the spaces between the bars, between the decorative scrollwork, as clearly as possible. And let all of the details of your cage be registered in your short-term memory. And as you gaze at this cage in your mind's eye, I want you to get as quiet as possible and just look at it. See it clearly. And intuitively respond to these questions. What is the feeling about you represented by the cage? In other words, how do I feel about myself? What is that innate feeling about me that puts me in that cage? What is that reptilian brain thing I know about myself as a truth of my brain and not my being that puts me in that cage, that creates the cage, that keeps me within it? What does my brain think of me and deliver as a truth that keeps me stuck in that cage? So here are some possibilities for any and every brain that is sitting in denial. I am afraid of death. I am afraid of love. I am afraid of money. Keep tracking. Keep going back to the feeling. I need. I want. I desire. And whatever the word that follows, hold on to it as part of your understanding of the cage. And maybe we can erase all of the sentences and just go with, I am scared. I am scared. Let that one flow into all of your cells and all of your chakras as you gaze at the cage. I am scared. Don't try to finish the sentence. Don't try to reason it. Just go to the feeling of it. Go to the feeling of it in each of your chakras and all of the cells and organs of your body that reject the notion of you being in fear, of you being scared, of you being incapable of managing your own terror. I am scared. I am afraid. And it doesn't matter what it is you're afraid of, but you will find that feeling resonating with different parts of your physical body, different parts of your brain, different parts of this magnificent imagination that takes you beyond any thought into creating a vision for yourself. I am afraid. I am scared. Let it sink in. Let it come through you and from you. And even as you acknowledge the feeling inside of you, see what it is doing to your cage. I feel my fear. I acknowledge that I am scared. I acknowledge that inside my fear makes me smaller in my mind and in my heart and in my being. I allow my fear to rise within me and become real just for this moment, that I may feel it fully and confront it. I claim it as my fear. This fear is my fear. It lives in my body. It rules my brain. It speaks to my cells and organs and chakras. It dictates the flow of my electrical energy. This fear is mine. I claim it and I own it. And as soon as you've claimed it, what happens to your cage? And as soon as you've claimed it, let's go beneath it. Let's go underneath the I am scared, the I am afraid, I am feeling my fear. What sits under that feeling and keeps the cage in your presence, keeps the cage real? What is the knowing? What is the thought? What is that feeling that sits underneath I am afraid? Is it possible that underneath I am afraid sits the very quiet inner voice saying, I am unloved, I am unwanted, I am unseen, I am unknown. But mostly, I am unloved. Let us feel how that feels. Underneath, I am afraid of life and death and everything in between. Is an essential truth. I am unloved. And I know I am unloved because I spend my entire life giving people reason to love me, working at receiving their love, their approval, their validation, their acknowledgement of me. And if your brain is clamoring in resistance to the statement, I am unloved, listen to it. Tell it to prove that it knows that I am loved. That it cannot resist this statement without substantiation, without proof, without giving you every reason to believe that it knows beyond reasonable doubt, I am loved. Whatever your brain is doing, confront it. If it is sliding too easily into an acceptance of I am unloved, fight with it. What is wrong with you? How can you think that this is real? Why do you accept this so easily? Do you not deserve better? Where did you get this untruth? And if it slides into that's not true, I am loved, then I want you to fight with it even harder. I want you to say, by whom? How do you know? Why is it not living in my cellular body if you know that and if you think that and if you are living from that? Why do you always give me memories that do not tell me I am loved? Why do you always create experiences that tell me I am unloved? What is wrong with you? Fight with your consciousness for you. Fight with your consciousness for a clear understanding of what sits beneath your fear. And if your brain is cheeky and sassy enough to throw up the word enough, then smack it upside the head and go, no qualifications. This is not about degrees of love. This is not about quality of love. This is not about this much and that much and quantity of love. This is about knowing I am loved. By one person or the entire universe is immaterial. I choose to know at the core of my being, in the deepest part of every cell of my body, I am loved. Fight. And if you have enough fight in you, then fight with I am afraid. Fight with yourself, not about what you're afraid of, but the feeling itself. I fight with my fear. I fight with that essence that is scared, that goes into doubt. It doesn't matter, circumstances, events, people. I fight with that feeling that shadows every experience, every opportunity, every desire, every intention, every creation. I fight with that feeling that pops up from my brain and tells me that I am other than loved, that I am other than fabulous, other than anything that I, the soul, knows itself to be. I fight for myself and the truth of who I am and all that I am not yet. Confront yourself. Fight hard. You're worth it. And if you cannot fight with yourself, here in the safety and the security of the sacred space and your inner being, and if you go into all resistance, then you must choose to not fight with the world. I cannot fight outside while resisting an understanding of self inside. I cannot blame, and I cannot fight, and I cannot defend outside of me that which I am unwilling to acknowledge within. Right now, the cage is still separate from you. It is only a representation of the feelings that keep you from yourself. Take a good look at it. Has it changed at all? Has it lost its golden gild? Has it become smaller or bigger? Are the spaces wider? Are there bars missing? Is it just slightly tarnished? Has it disappeared altogether? Or have you completely resisted this meditation and gone into sleep? If you have, wake up, come back, start fighting again and again and again because you're worth it. And while you're fighting, feel if any of your chakras are responding. If all those chakras that were wonderfully grounded and centered are now fighting with you. If they are responding of their own spiritual intelligence, asserting themselves, bringing their own higher frequency into being in accordance with your needs. Angels, guides, masters, take a last good look at that cage. Do any of those bars represent any other thoughts, feelings, supposed knowings of self? And then just because you can, erase it. Toss it to the winds. Let it dissipate. Let the grand illusion of your mind disappear. And then just because you can, make it reappear. So one moment you can see it in your mind's eye, and the next it is gone. And of course you can make it reappear. And you can make it disappear. This illusion of the cage, as it exists in your mind, can come and go at your will. Like everything else in your life that is an illusion. It may be created and dissipated at your will. And once you have made your cage disappear completely, focus in on yourself. And just for a moment, remind yourself, I am incarnated in this time and space on purpose. I have chosen my contracts with care. I am here not just as a light worker, but as a spiritual warrior. I am committed to the evolution of all consciousness beyond consciousness itself. I choose to remain connected to myself in all frequencies. I choose to live the essence of my being which is love in all frequencies. And most of all, I, in all frequencies, present in all beings and all consciousness, am worth the fight. Let it all sink in and make a commitment to yourself to not go gently into that good night. To have lived fully before you die, and to die fully before you live again. And when you are ready, on a deep breath in, leave all of your cages behind and bring yourself back with a nice big sword from Archangel Michael in your hand, ready to battle another day, another moment, and indeed another lifetime.